What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life. As you can see, we got the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 on deck, and I've had this device for 3 months now. Yes, it's been out for 3 months. I want to share my experience. And OnePlus now has the open out. OnePlus has made their own foldable smartphone that you could buy in the United States. So is Samsung in big trouble? Okay, guys, so the past 3 months with the Z Fold 5, I really enjoyed the experience with the Z Fold 5. I really dug in on this device, found uses for it, found purposes for it, and really utilized it to the best of my abilities and really got a bang for my buck from this device. I think one of the most impressive things about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 for me over these last 3 months has been the battery life, because you can have all the specs you want, you can have everything that you want on the device, the performance, the cameras, all of that stuff, but if the device does not last and you're constantly looking for a charger, or you are trying to carry out some tasks and you're scared the device is gonna die, the experience is kind of non-valid. And I noticed I experienced that a lot on my Z Fold 3. But now with this device, the Z Fold 5, me getting 7-8 hours of screen on time, I have no issues with the battery at all, and I can utilize this device, and not just easily utilize this device. I'm talking about 7 to 8 hours, and most of that time is on the inside screen, because when I utilize this device, I make sure that I go to the inside screen. I rarely use the outside screen on this device. When I pick up this device, this is my mini Samsung tablet here with a lot of power in the S Pen, and that's the way that I utilize it. So with this being a productivity device, for me, it is a complete utility belt of everything that I would need, especially as a content creator. I noticed the camera sensor on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 don't get much praise, because a lot of times what's pointed out is these sensors aren't as intense as the camera sensors on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. But for me, this main 50 megapixel sensor takes great pictures and great video. So not only can I actually use this device to edit content, or I can use this device to plan content, but actually to me, I mean, being able to record up to 8K 30 frames per second, I can actually capture a lot of usable content with this device, and I have done it. So this device doesn't have the camera sensors of the S23 Ultra, but these camera sensors and this camera setup and this little telephoto camera fill my needs 100% on everything that I want to do with a smartphone device. And that's me just being the type of smartphone user that knows what I want to do with my device and know what I need to do. My needs are completely filled. Any little video I want to shoot, any pictures I want to take, especially the video. And the video that I get out of this device with the consistency that this device delivers the video is A1. Now the performance on this device enables me to do anything that I want to do on this device, and I've been giving it its praises. I've been giving Snapdragon their praises, and Samsung should get the praises for going with Snapdragon, because it's just a really good experience when you have a device that is so powerful that you can do a lot of things like video editing, which you really normally wouldn't traditionally do on phones. And I mean, not just any video editing, not just small little clips, but you can actually edit long form video on this device, 4K video, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. I have done it and tried it all on this device, and I've been able to get it done without any issues. Now the form factor on this device has pretty much stayed the same since the Galaxy Z Fold 1. We're on the Z Fold 5. Now you have other manufacturers entering into the chat with the Pixel Fold and the OnePlus Open and things of that nature. So what they offer is a more phone-like experience on the cover display. Now me, before those devices came out, let's say like Z Fold 3, when I really started messing with the Samsung foldables, I looked at this display on the outside as a convenience display. So I never really wanted the whole phone experience on the outside of the tablet. I just wanted actually a quick screen to get to and use. But I see, and that's the thing now, and I understand that things do evolve into different things. So now people want more of a straight up phone on the outside of the foldable, and that makes sense, you know, especially for a lot of people who just primarily want to use the device as a phone and sometimes have that foldable when they're there. But to me, it's just one drawback to that whole synopsis, this whole scenario. When folded, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, the taller and slimmer this device is, when you open it up and put it in landscape, it actually gives you more of a 16:9 aspect ratio than the other foldables because they actually give you more like a square aspect ratio. Now, I know that no foldable is ever going to give you a true 16:9, but I just like 16:9 tablets. So I use this more so as a tablet. So I like it to be able to give me anything that's closer to a 16:9. And if you make the device on the outside wider, what you're going to get more of is a box. So for like watching content and things of that nature, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 have an edge because when you open it up and turn it sideways, you got more so a makeshift screen display look than you do of a straight square or straight box. And a lot of times when you're watching content and you got a straight square or straight box, to watch the content in this proper form, you're going to be it's still like watching the content on a regular phone. Now I believe a small change in the form factor should happen, and that way that we get the S Pen, because I'm a big S Pen user, that it should go inside of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. I'm a big proponent of that. I want the pen inside of this device. I want it to come with this device for free. So make it just a little bigger so you can find a silo, a place to put a silo, so we can get a pen and a device. Now I do see what OnePlus is doing. I like how they ended the chat with the foldable, the open. The open looks really good. Aesthetically, that device looks really good. I've never seen it in person. I went over to their website. I've checked it out. I've looked at it. Now, me, myself, personally, my phone use, I'm not a phone reviewer, guys, so I'm not going to go out and try to buy every phone or get rid of this phone and get the next phone and juggle phones, because I feel like I did that for a while and it made me just not even like phones. Like when I get into a phone, I like to get into it. I like to use it. I like to really, when I buy phones, I want to put them to the test. I want to use them to the best of their capabilities and get the most out of them. That's my whole thing when I do buy phones. So I will buy different phones and phones. I'm just not a Samsung guy. I bought plenty of other phones, but I bought a foldable this year, and the OnePlus Open and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 both have Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processors. So my next foldable will be a next generation processor foldable. I'm not gonna move sideways. I'm not that type of guy. I only move up. So to me, the big thing to me is the processor. So when the next processor comes out and then foldables are introduced with the next processor, it may be something that I would try, because it definitely looks aesthetically good. I definitely like some things that I have going on with the camera. Now, with that being said, I don't want anybody to think that I'm taking a dump on this camera on the Z Fold, because the Z Fold has a really good camera system. I think the only thing that shoots the Z Fold in the foot is the S23 Ultra. When I actually bought my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, the only reason I bought the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is because I like the iPad mini. I like the iPad mini. I've got an iPad 11-inch M2. I like the mini, and I didn't want to buy an iPad mini because I already got an iPad. That was just kind of crazy to me. So one day I was like, I wish Samsung would make a mini tablet like the iPad mini, but it was really powerful and had an S Pen. And that's when my friend, the tech gentleman, shout out Team 100, said, well, then you want a Z Fold 5. And I thought about that. I really thought about that. And that's how I approach this device. This device is a tablet to me. It's not a phone. So that's why when it comes to the aspect ratio, the form factors and things of that nature, I look at it a little bit different, because my primary use case, the primary reason that I bought this device, is different from what you will see a lot of on YouTube. But with that being said, it's important to us as consumers to know exactly what we want and what we want to use a device for, because we can look at these reviews and things of that nature, but their use cases may not be our use cases. So we got to actually think about what use are we trying to get out of the device, how we want to use the device, what are the priority departments for us on the device, whether it be battery life, camera, performance, whatever, looks, aesthetics, whatever. But I just wanted to chime in and let y'all know I'm still really liking my experience with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 3 months later. I'm still getting it dialed in, still finding more uses for it, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But at the same time, I see all the dope stuff that's coming out on the foldable front, and I definitely would implore you to look around before you spend your money and figure out what's best for you. It's your man BG Tech Life. I'm out. Peace.